So after coming out from prison, are you still in that street lifestyle or you've turned a new leaf?
Don't be say if I see fight, I no go fight you. I dey fight you. If I know say this one I go fight and anything no fit happen, I go fight back.
Did you think the crime that you committed worth the punishments or whatever you face in there?
How does it feel to be deprived of your freedom?
You know, say they talk say body no be firewood bar. Normal na your body go dey move. Shey na soapy una dey do abi na wetin una dey do gangan?
Man, they f*** yourself.
When you're in prison, do you have like a self-reflection that why was I in this place at this time?
The time when I reach prison, I see it. I think about the thing what I do. I can't beg God, say me come out me for this thing where I put my head. That prison no be better place where person go. All the thing where I live for our side, I no come back see Shingbanka.
What was the toughest thing you faced while in prison?
How is the healthcare facility in prison, and do they used to treat people well?
Were there actual gang rivalries in the prison, and were you part of any gang?
If you go prison like this, you go see bed, there go plenty. You go see aye, there go plenty. Alora, then plenty well.
Do you have any survival tips for somebody that is going to prison very soon?
After today's session, are you willing to open your marks?
I'm an ex-convict. I am here to answer questions from 20 people.
My name is Aquinas. When you're in prison, do you have like a self-reflection that why was I in this place at this time? Why did I get involved in such a thing? Do you have this kind of reflection when you're in prison?
The time when I reach prison, I see it. I think about the thing what I do. I know say I am not the one to do it, but I did there. I can't beg God, say me come out me for this thing where I put my head. So I beg God, then tell me say I call my people, then send money for me, then carry me go VIP. As they carry me go VIP, they can't call me like this, say I come outside. Man, they talk the thing where carry me come prison. If a person don't reach prison, you don't go think anything again. Now God go dey beg. Say God, come out me for this place where I do. I don't enter this one. Now only you if you come out me. I don't do it. May God just forgive me.
My name is Nonso. What was the toughest thing you faced while in prison?
I faced many something. Because if you don't reach prison like this, you don't face wahala be that. First of all, they go dey tell you the law where you dey prison. You no go pass the law. You go dey pack sheets. You go dey wash lavatory. You get one agolo wey be say na you go dey use the follow us dey talk. They no dey use mouth dey talk for prison. Now that agolo gone, they go tell you as you go dey hear that language. If you don't sit down like this, they go tell you say no talking to, no legal waka, no go another man post. If you see your friend for prison, you no go follow and talk. As they give you order, say me talk. On Wednesday, daily sheet, they go give you 2 plastic, you go dey pack sheets, you go dey throw am for another place. As you do that one, on Wednesday, you go dey buy kerosene for Masha, that number 1 wey dey your cell. Get many something we say you go far for prison. Every day, na cry they cry for prison. But prison no be the place where we say you go. If you lie, may get 30 billion for prison. You know, for one day, you no go get enjoyment. Na wahala every day. The person wey give me wahala, then plenty. No be 1, no be 2. Obviously, they reach like 15. If they carry come prison now, they go tell you say, may you call your people, make them send money for you. If they don't send money for you, now wahala. They go tell you say, may they jump, they go like this, go, they come, they go. They go, they nail you for back. They go, they beat you, no be small beat you. If they beat you, now you go tell them, say, make them give you phone, make call your people, make them send money for you. But no be small enemy dey prison. Now big enemy, now they prison.
My name is Choma Ejimofo. How were you able to rebuild your relationship with your family members? Was there any stigmatization around you? And what would be your advice to the younger ones?
All my people, they know say me, I know they thief, but I be rugged person. They know say me I rugged gun, no be small rugged, I rugged gun. They know say if I go prison, now fight. No be matter of say, then carry something, they go thief, no. My people, they call me, the time I dey prison self gone, they call me. And they call my dad, they call my mom self, that they send money for me. As I come out, all my people self gone, then they with me again. Because I know say, no thief, no wahala.
My name is Ebum. So after coming out from prison, are you still in that street lifestyle? Do you still fight and do all those stuff, or you've turned a new leaf?
Egbon, Torí títì gangan ló ń sọ. For our own kaba, no work, no anything. The money me and they collect like this. If they want break house and they collect money, and they do pretty press for Shomodu well. If they carry machine come, I go collect money. If a person die gone, where they want do sare, then they give us money. Now that money, now me and they chop. Oh, they hear me.
For us, we don't need money. We don't need your money. But we just need your subscription to our channel, because now that subscription we will chop. Please subscribe to the channel. We're trying to hit 500,000 subscribers. We've said this time without number. Please help us get to that goal. Now, let's get back into the show.
Now that money, now they chop. I never get work. I never see work. I just do my own. And so it be.
My name is Paul. Did you think the crime that you committed, what's the punishments or whatever you face in there?
No, because I am not the one to cause the problem. They just catch me. Mi ò jẹ̀bi ẹ̀sùn tó fi kàn mí. Wọ́n ṣèkà fún mi ni. Ìjà Mushin pẹ̀lú dí òwò ṣẹlẹ̀ ni. Àwọn adẹ́wàánú jà lóòótọ́, àmọ́ ẹ̀sùn tó fi kàn mí yẹn ó lọ fún àjọ agbára mi lọ. Kì í ṣe nǹkan tó yẹ kí lọ fèsì mo fèsì.
Ẹ̀sùn wo ló fi kàn ẹ́?
Ẹ̀sùn apààyàn ló fi kàn wá. Kò dẹ̀ ṣáà la pààyàn. Mo wà nínú fíìmù yẹn, bẹ̀ẹ̀ tèmi kọ́ mo pààyàn. 5 years, 8 months.
My name is Adebusola. How does it feel to be deprived of your freedom? And what is the advice you give to the people that have not been convicted?
Prison. If you want to get freedom for prison, you go pay money, no be small money. Masha go collect money, O2 go collect money, number 3 go collect money. If you want to get joy, small joy, no be joy. If you want to get joy for prison, na money o. If you no pay money, you go dey jankara. Pata go dey chop you for nyash, you go dey chop you for belle, chop you for everywhere. Prison, plan well, chop pepper. Joy to one prison pay, if dem free you, say make you waka as you like. Na only that joy wey dey prison be that. Because if you dey prison wey say, I go tell you say, sit down this place, sit down for this place. Na there you go sit down. If you say na 10 years you wan use, na there you go dey. If you wan just go baff, shit, finish.
I'm Ayodeji. If you were to tell someone who is currently exploring the path you've treaded in the past, what would you tell them?
All my boys wey dem dey with me, na every day me I dey tell dem say, if you see something, anything like wahala, just comot your body. Na every day I dey beg dem, make dem comot body, fight no good. Because me when I go that place, gone sef gone. All the thing wey I leave for our side, I no come back see Shingbanka. That prison no be better place wey person go go. You go come. You come dey do fight again, you come dey do wahala. But that place no be better place at all. I just dey beg them say make them no fight. Anything like fight, make them dey go jeje. I just dey beg them, make them leave fight. Na the thing wey I dey tell them be that thing.
My name is Obinna. According to information given to us by the correctional services, they have some vocational skills that they train inmates on, like for instance, farming, so that when you're reintegrated back into the society, you can use that to get money to fend for yourself. So my question is it that it's not a very effective system in terms of training people, or you chose not to do that because you figured, my own is that when I come out, collecting my normal, what I'm used to, I'm not really interested in any other skill? According to the way government paints it, it's a structure put in place to help these inmates when they go outside, they can figure out, okay, this is actually a good way that I can use to further my life. I just wanted to know if it's even something that, with the way it is put in place, if it's encouraged very well, like they're being, maybe they have some kind of seminar that, enlightens them on the importance of why they need to learn a skill while in there and how it can be beneficial outside.
Work day prison, and they do tailor for prison, and they do bricklayer self gone. Many things that they do for prison. Now smoke me I dey sell for prison. Smoke I dey sell smoke, I dey sell soup, I dey sell many things for prison. And the thing me I dey sell me that. I dey sell money for Igboro. So make they help in the keep am. My money, they use and join money where they use as I come out for prison. Work day prison well. They sell bread, they sell clothes. They teach person and if you want learn work, you go learn work. Tailor day, barber day. If you want wash your clothes, they wash clothes. That they do this thing self gone. One get corner lẹ́wọ̀n. Kò sí nǹkan tó ń ṣe lẹ́wọ̀n. Wọ́n bá yàn send díẹ̀ lẹ́wọ̀n. Many job dey prison. If you want learn job, you go learn. I don't learn any work, I go sell for ẹ̀wọ̀n.
I wasn't surprised that he was selling drugs, because from the looks, it shows that he's a rugged guy.
If I learn work, if I come outside, I don't feel learn work. Now pretty press go I learn. The machine where they operate code before me. I'm not a bad person, I'm a good person. The time I go do cultism, everything don't whine. And the thing will happen, go be that. I get work, why they do, gone.
My name is Mide. Your experience so far, how has it shaped your movement forward? Have you been more cautious with your dealings, basically?
No be say if I see fight, I no go fight you. I dey fight you.
Why do you still want to fight? That's what took you to prison in the first place.
But the thing I have to say, I just dey use my brain. I know, sir, the thing, if I do this thing, if you carry me go again, I just come out body. If I know, say, this one, I go fight and anything no fit happen, I go fight back. Now the thing wey dey happen, the thing wey say you go carry me go far, me I no go put body, I'll just come out.
My name is Doris. What do you think people mostly misunderstand about people who has been to jail before?
The thing I would say, the person when they go prison, not be everybody they mad you. Some person that go prison, if they come back self gone, the person when go prison, he do okay, past person when no go anywhere self gone. Some people they go sit down, then they okay, they go blast say they don't do okay. The person when go prison, if his son will tell you say this boy don't go prison, go say na lie. Before as I come back, I just go bite my head. I be confirm G. I yellow where my dress self going the like this. As I don't see something chop like this, I just lean like this. If I don't tell person I go prison, they don't feel no at all, so I go prison. Prison don't mean anything. Prison be like say the person will not learn. If you go that place, you go know say this life.
My name is Michael. What's the biggest challenge you faced since when you came back?
As I come out for prison, I don't see many issues. I just dey pray, I just dey beg God say this thing wey dey happen, no be my own. The thing wey I face as I come, before I go prison, I rent house for Korodu. I get share, new shares I just buy, plasma. I get bike, 2 bike. As I come now, I don't see anything. I just dey sleep up and down. My mama, my papa get house, I no wan go there again. I just dey say, na this street I see trouble, na this street I go see better again sef. I no go out sef. I just dey. You get one brother who say buy machine for me, then steal the machine again. I just dey for school say everywhere go shaking, everywhere go palasha. I just dey man, I just dey look say God go on now.
My name is Exclusive. You know say they talk say body no be firewood bar. Normal na your body go dey move. I wanna take dey do am because you no fit see woman for there. Shey na soapy una dey do abi na wetin una dey do gangan.
You are there for like a very long period of time and everybody has sexual urges. So I wanted to know how to deal with it. And also because men are kind of homophobic, so how do they like work?
I like the question wey you ask. Now better something else now. That's what people dey talk. They know they do am for prison. If a person do am, if he die, because that thing a bad something for prison. If you don't reach prison like that, you go get your wife number for hand. Now you go dey call, you go dey follow and dey talk, you go dey do video call with her. Now you go dey calm you. No be say person go carry toto come outside. Now that one go make your body cool. Na lie. If you do am for prison, if they catch you, your eyes will go. Because that thing a bad something. You get many persons say that don't use like 21 years for prison. They go to tell you say you just carry your wage, just come. They do something for prison. Then they condemn person. If your body they move, you go to control yourself. You no go do anything. Because if you do anything, you go see anything.
I don't think you can do that for 5 years. There's some sort of thing you would have done.
Let me see money phone back in prison. Big phone. Now prison go buy the phone now. But the phone costs well. That place, no say the place where you say you go they do say now your street today. Any smart to go there, they go beat you, go die. Then they do this thing. Man and man, they fuck themselves. If they catch them, na big problem. Then they do that one. Then we talk say they won't go shit, they won't go peace for inside laboratory. Because that laboratory now 2. One person go there, one person go there. You know say the 2 they don't conclude say you here they go man come into there. Now they do that thing for laboratory, but they catch them. Hey, you go far well, no be small thing. They be bang eye Sahara. That's some people go far. They know they do am, but some everywhere they do am. If they catch them, nah, they know.
I wasn't surprised by his answer at all.
My name is Zubeidah Ize. What's that one positive lesson you learned while you were in prison that has shaped your life moving forward?
The thing I learned for that prison, na better thing I learn. Me now, as I did like this before, if I don't see my friend, I don't feel waka, I don't feel sit down. Anywhere I they go, I go call them and say, me they go this place, me they go so place. But the thing I can't learn for that prison, if you dey prison for 5 years, make you no follow another person talk at all. Now the thing that they call that say, no follow another man talk. The thing I learn again, if I get like 2,000 like this, I feel manage am. 3 days as I dey like this, I swear to Almighty God, if I don buy igbo like this now, I no wan hear anything again. Before, if I see 200,000 like this, I dey go get to be that. I'll carry olosho, I go enjoy myself. I'll buy many drugs because I like drugs as I dey like this. Now they carry drug gone. But now, I know that they manage. Now that thing I learn now for that prison well.
My name is Adebusola. So I want you to kind of walk me through what a day in prison was like a day in your life in prison. Like when you wake up in the morning to where you sleep at night, like what was it like?
If you don't wake up for prison like this, first of all, everybody go pray. Muslims say they go pray. If you don't pray finish, they'll come they call us to say me go bath. If you don't bath finish, they'll come carry that mumu beans, we raise beans them, they'll come carry and come. Now every day that they carry that beans come, ẹ̀wà tó lépo, ẹ̀wà tó jiná, ẹ̀wà onídùn, they'll carry and come. Me, I know they chop am as I come out for prison like this. I no collect drip, I no collect anything as I dey like this. I set Almighty God. Because me na VIP I dey. I get mama, I get papa, they send money well for me. I get small, I get big phone for prison. I no chop beans, I no chop anything like the way that I no chop am. Ọ̀sán yẹn náà, wọ́n máa gbé gàrí wá náà, gàrí oníkàkàtì, they will share am. Me, I get the person who say I don't tell, say me they collect my own ration. Na ration they call am. Na igboro something me I dey chop. If they don't chop finish and wey they don't pray finish, if you get money, no be every day that they open us. For 1 week now 2 days that they open us. If you get money, you go call helper, they go help you open, go come outside. If you don't get money, na that side go dome. Na there you go dey. No go anywhere. You just sit down. Night go come, you go pray again, you go sleep. Another day go still come. Na there you go dey. No, if you like me to use 5 years, na there you go dey. If you no get money, go sit down there. No enjoyment for prison. Make just dey sing, dey pray. No enjoyment go come for prison. The person wey dey work from one cell, they don write down. If you wan work, you go meet warder, say you wan work. They go write your name. They come and open you every day. The person wey dey do tailor, they come open you. You go your own way. The person wey wan do shoemaker, you go your own way. The person wey dey sew clothes, barber, they come dey open them. If you wan work, no be say they go open them, they go another place. Na shop go dey go.
My name is Joshua. What I've deduced is you did go to prison, but you kind of had some advantage. That's why when you are out now, you are not really that bothered about it. You're just being careful. Aren't you afraid that the same mistake that happened, that you were mistaken for someone else and you spent 5 years, this time around, you might be mistaken and you might be killed? Aren't you afraid of that?
Me, I no fear anything. God no go let me go prison again. I no go die sef gone. Because as I dey like this, anything wey I dey do, I dey use my brain dey do am. Me, I no dey do anyhow again. The thing wey dem talk now, na so e dey happen, but e no go happen for me in the name of Jesus. VIP wey dey talk so gone, na the same place we dey dey. We move VIP wey nìyẹn. Na the same place, na the same garden we dey dey. Me, I get bed, na only bed, na dem dey call VIP. No be better bed gone sef gone. The bed sef gone, e too dey there, were dey there, anything dey there. The thing just manage, say good small. Now the same place, no VIP come. The person wey no get money, na down that they sit down. Me na only bed, I dey sit down on bed.
My name is Tunde. How is the healthcare facility in prison? And they used to treat people well?
I no go lie for you. Na Mumu hospital. Anything wey they give you for hospital that prison, kakati must dey. You know say, if you get power, they know say you fit kill 100 people. If you don't reach prison, the food wey they give themselves gone, kakatin plenty for there. Your power go reduce like this. You get one thing that they put, now kakatin means I know say they call and they mix am with anything. The water wey they drink for prison have gone, the thing dey inside. You go to reduce your power. Because you get many persons who say they feel run for prison. Get person who say get power like we them japa for prison. Then get power gone. Then go put on, it go make you well. The thing wey happen say that thing, you go to kill your body.
Hello, I'm Franklin. Your childhood, your background, maybe your financial status, your personality before prison and everything. I want you to help people understand that about you before they judge you.
Me, as I dey like this, my father no get money. We poor like we. No money, no anything. I can't go meet the person who senior my mama. Na there me I dey stay before. I dey go school, I dey learn work if I come back. But the thing wey come happen say, that work wey I dey learn, I don learn how you say I don know am well. Printing press. I don't be operator, if say I dey print something, if say they don't know me well. E get one day, my friend just call me, say he wan see me. I can't go meet am. As I go meet am, he come carry me go one place. They can't go carry me go do egbokuku. Na there I don dey get touch come. Before I gentle, I no dey talk. My papa sef dey talk am. Say Segun, you wey say you no dey talk, go dey look like the person wey you don get abihun. As I go do cultism like this, na that day everything don spoil. I no wan know the person as he be. I go follow and drag anything. Na that thing wey I go do, na him dey make me dey do omota. No be say the thing come from my heart, say I do am. Na the thing wey happen go be that.
I'm Dexter. So if you were in court in the situation that you were that sent you to prison, like if you never served time, would you still find yourself doing that same action again and again?
No. If you say they no catch me, the thing wey concern me when I go put my own body that day say, me sef I dey sell smoke for Mushin that time. I no want the thing wey say they go talk say me I no fight. Me I dey sell something for that place. I no put my own body. Na the thing wey concern me that too. If you say I no sell smoke, I no sell anything for that place. I no go put anything. I just do my own.
And my name is Rhoda. You said you were a cool and gentle guy before you got into cultism. What would be your advice to the younger generation against being a cult member?
The thing wey I go tell you say no put body. I use God beg you. No try and say you wan go do any cultism. No be better something, no good. Just dey keep person like that dey kill eja. Cultism no be better something. If say I feel tell person go do am. Me say what I do gone every day. I just dey beg God say ma just dey. I no dey put body for anything wey they do. All those cultists gone, they no dey call me again. If they wan do something, me I don't go my own. If they call me, gone self gone, I dey go start go report them, say that they threaten me for area. Your cultists no be better something. Me say I dey regret. Because no be my mind say I wan go do something. The time me say I come so place, they do their own. They no dey threaten me self as I dey like this. Because me self I no dey sleep, I dey kakaka. Now the same way happen with that too.
And my name is Mary. I just want to know, were there actual gang rivalries in the prison and were you part of any gang?
We watch it in movies, how these gangs fight and all of that. So I really wanted to know if what was portrayed to us was like happening in real life and all of that.
Irú kò sẹ́gbẹ́ ẹ̀kọ́ tó wà lẹ́wọ̀n ju cultism náà lọ, ẹgbẹ́ òkùnkùn náà ni. Ẹyẹ ayé àlórà, Bákìs ògbókọ́ bẹ́ẹ̀ náà ló wà. Anybody máa rí àwọn bẹ́ẹ̀. Me as I dey like this now, if you go prison like this, you go see bed, there go plenty. You go see ayé, there go plenty. Àlórà, then plenty well. You go meet your followers, you go be friend. If you don't know them, say go, you go they see that they go they do I hear something, go join them. Because you don't join for Igbo, you don't join with that. No be say only outside though. That Aki still dey prison. Me now if I see my bro for Igbo, I know say this bro now Agbao, they no be share am. Now another person go see that person say now this bro with this. As I dey the person say number one they go know say this one for Igbo, e get way. They go they give am for prison self say you dey kaka.
My name is Matthew Boje. Do you have any survival tips for somebody that is going to prison very soon? Like any tips?
Waiting. No OT you wan give person for prison if say na money be OT. No OT kankan. Go give number one phone, man follow and talk. You go follow number one and talk say how far na my brother be this so how far wetin go sup, wetin go do, wetin go happen like this. Na money go sup. If you don't pay the money, big you anybody no fit beat am for that place. You no fit see wahala, no fit see suffer. Na the thing wey na the OT way dey go be that.
You know say for prison now they go dey do like birthday and all those things. How they take they celebrate am? Una they do like garri cake or una they go just sing happy birthday for the person or how they take they do am for prison?
Okay, if you first want to do birthday for prison, then they do am for Igbo now. If you want to do birthday now, you go call the person wey dey Igbo. You go tell am say me help you do cake. If you want chop goats, the one wey never die, wey still dey alive, they go carry am come.
Bringing a whole goat, that's like extreme.
They go bribe Ologba. They don't bribe Ologba, go carry am enter. They go kill am, they go do asun. They do asun for Ewo. They use gold for Ewo. They use Kuban. Ologba Salo wey big well dey prison. That they do dreadlock for prison. Now anything that they do for prison. And they do better, we say go sweet well. MP way be like this. It dey prison. That they enjoy, that they do many things for prison. Better they go. Every day that they post from prison to Igbo that they post well. Now so you do.
Hello again. What's that one habit you picked up in prison that you're still trying to unlearn?
We plenty. Then they fuck your yash. Me I don't learn anything like ìwà burúkú fún ẹ̀wọ̀n o. Mi tẹ̀fẹ́ rántí ibẹ̀ gan. Nǹkan tó ń bèèrè lọ́wọ́ mi gan, ọlọ́ọ̀lá pé mo ti jókòó ni. I don't want the lender, I don't want the... mi tẹ̀fẹ́ máa gbọ́ gbogbo bẹ̀rẹ̀ mọ́ gan mi wà. Mi tẹ̀ kọ́ wà burúkú ọ̀kan bẹ́ẹ̀ kó máa bá kú lọ bá rùn lọ.
My question is, I don't say for pidgin, you say you been dey sell loud and many things. So I don't say as you come up prison, now no dey your mind because you don't dissatisfied. But
No, it dey my mind when I'm under fire.
okay, but then wetin I come dey ask you be say, based on say una dey chop beans on a steady, wetin be the first child wey you buy as you come up prison like this? Say okay, finally I don turn free man.
As I come out for prison, e get one bobo wey dey owe me phone. I go meet am for Omushi. I go collect my phone. I go buy molly, buy everything. I want to sell am for Diroko from Kodu.
He chose that path because people want to get money faster and easier, and he's on the streets. He wants to opt for something that is closer to him, and there are not many good vices out there.
Police told me again, 3 days when I come. I swear to Almighty God, if I lie, may God judge me. I go on the day when they leave you, food no go hungry, you hear the Johnny oúnjẹ kẹ. Ẹgbẹ́ mi kọ́tà ẹ̀ sọ 5 years 8 months. Mo dówó mi robo mi rọyàn oúnjẹ kẹ. Ọmọ ẹlẹ́mi ọkọ lọ yà ẹ̀pà náà yà pa. I swear, ìyàwó mi ọkọ lọ yà pa oúnjẹ báwo kí ló ń jẹ oúnjẹ.
That's just misplaced priorities. It just goes to show that he doesn't care so much about important things of life. I feel like there was so much more he could have actually, used this time, fresh out of prison to attend to.
Jọ́ mi ti róbó gbẹ̀yìn. Àìgbọ́n mi àlọ́ chọ́ fúdù kẹ̀. Bí a rí fáńtà mi kò dà. Wọ́n kọ́ lọ jà ìyàwó mi kan náà yà pa. Wọ́n tó ṣẹlẹ̀ nǹkan náà oúnjẹ ò lè oúnjẹ báwo. Àwọn obìnrin náà máa wà lórí ìyàwó yẹn máa gbọ́ ti bá abẹ já bíbẹ́ ìwà òkè yẹn máa kọ́ lọ ó ti ẹ̀gbọ́n. You go knock am na you say 5 years 8 months no be small thing. You say na every day I dey knack as I dey na every day me I dey knack. Èmi àbáka. Àbáka lèmi every day lèmi knack kí mo mọ̀ pa ẹ̀gbọ́n mi.
So from what I've gathered, you're never alone in like your room or wherever it is you were staying. So how did you handle privacy when you were pretty much like never alone? Like if you want to cry or have a private moment, where would you go?
If you don't reach that place, person go think o. But if you don't think small, you go comot body. Sọ́wọ́ ìrònú kò sọ́wọ́ ẹkún mọ́. Ìjọba lọ ronú jù, àwọn èèyàn máa ń jábọ́ ń bẹ̀ yàn ń kú. Ẹlòmíì ìrònú ló fà lọ́pọ̀ mọ́júmọ́, mẹ́ta ń sọnù, méjì ń sọnù. If the person die for that place, one blackest don lost with that Sahara. If you don't think small, you go comot body, you go mow your smoke. Well, better dey smoke for that place, you go smoke. You go dey use am dey cash phone, you dey hear me? Person no go think finish o. If you think finish, na die be that o.
According to wetin dey yarn us now, every day look the same for prison. So how na dey take say today na Monday, today na Tuesday, like how na dey take time and date and that kind thing?
You go know na the prison wey you see like that, I know date like mad. If they carry you go court now, they go tell you adjournment. Say on the so day, they go carry you go court again. Now that thing na you go dey your head. Sometimes you go get your time say you go dey write am down. On Monday now, normal, you go know Monday, go know Tuesday now. You go know date gone, you go know anything.
Wetin I wan ask be say, now wey you don comot for prison, shey you get any time wey you go just sit down, dey think say, you get this thing wey I miss for prison?
I no get anything wey I miss. I no get anything. I no wan dey think that place gone sef for my life.
When you dey that side, how you take dey do am say friend or you fit get friend for there? Anybody dey wey me say you fit trust? Abi everybody just dey on guard say omo make I no go lose guard myself, make no go do me bad thing, that kind of
na that place don go, na you go get friend. You go get good friend, you go get bad friend. Because that place, only you no fit cope. You go get some friend wey say, the day wey they don carry you come, you go see the person wey go know you and I no wan know. They don carry so person come o, they don carry so person come o. Come dey see the person wey go dey check you, say, how far nigga. The person wey no know you go sef go come greet you. As they ask you like that, they come be your friend because they know say they just carry you come. You go get better something wey say they go dey send for you.
My name is Chome Jimofo. What is the importance of drugs to you and how can you actually stop it?
Auntie, I fit stop drug. If you fit help me, I go back Kuwukwe, I dey use am dey work. Because this life, nobody fit help person. Person go dey tell say stop something, they no fit help you. I fit stop am, why I no fit stop am? If I see helper, I go stop am now. Na helper me I dey find you. If I see helper, I go stop drug.
After today's session, are you willing to open your marks? I was curious to know what's behind the marks.
I go open my face now. Me I no be criminal, I go open now. advice I would give them say you just do well. No fight, no anything. Because this life now, if you fight yourself gone, you no go see money. That's when you go calm. The best way you calm, now they see something. And the thing I go tell them is that.
Coming here today, I really wanted to learn more about like the prison system. There's a particular way it's portrayed in films, in movies, and I really wanted to see if that was like the actual case.
All his answers were satisfactory. It shows that he's a real nigga, but he's still using his brain to just maneuver some type of situation.
His answers do not correlate with the media. The media didn't show us that they could use phones, and he said he had 2 phones. A small phone and a big phone, in fact, and he was bragging about his big phone, so I was surprised about that.
I would say to people involved in cultism, listen to what he said. There is no life in cultism. Anybody that's involved in it should try their best to not get involved in it, or to lead that kind of lifestyle.
For someone that is in it telling you that it's not a good thing, then definitely it's not a good thing.
Please, if you're involved in cultism, look for a way to run away. If anything, pray to God to save you.
If they're alive, they learn. If they're alive, they don't learn. Now then they know. Anything they talk. And then they know. I don't want to know anything.